This is a soap tree yucca, the Yucca elata. It's of the agave family and also the lily family, Liliaceae, Agaveaceae. I've always loved the yucca ever since I can remember as a child. We had some beautiful yuccas growing near our garage in Ohio. And then when I lived in Kansas in my cabin in the woods, I would go out at night in the darkness and work on training my eyesight. And so I would go out without my glasses on and get to know the forms and shapes of the trees and the plants in the darkness. And I loved the way when I walked through the woods and also kind of a deserty area there in Kansas, somewhat similar to this but different. The yuccas bloom at night, and somehow in the darkness they would guide me to knowing where I was. And I would see the light, even in the darkness, of the yucca plant flowers, just lighting my way and showing me where I was. And it gave me this sense of trust and inner strength, of feeling safe and secure that I could navigate through the darkness being led by the beautiful brightness of this plant. The Yucca roots here in the Verde Valley were used by the Anasazi Indians for cleansing. They are very rich in saponins, as well as the stalk and as well as the flowers. And they're wonderful for treating arthritic type of conditions, swelling of the joints, redness, as well as treating conditions related to the colon, digestion. You can take it as an herbal supplement. You can steep the root as a tea and drink the yucca root as a tea. You feel like a very soothing, calming effect in your belly. And it's just a very beautiful, gentle, succulent plant that offers these amazing cleansing effects within your system. The leaves of the yucca have been used. You'll see they're very hairy and fibrous. They also are very pointy. They can be used, they're sharp enough to be used as a needle for sewing, and yet the leaves can be used for cordage, for basketry, for making prayer sticks, all kinds of uses that the Anasazi Indians used at one time here in the Verde Valley, and also people today still use the yucca to make sandals and baskets with. With the dry stalk of the yucca, another use is actually taking the dry stalk here, and it's a fire by friction wood, so you can actually make a self-starting fire using the dry wood of the yucca plant. And as you can see, only one stem, one stalk, emerges from this basal rosette of leaves, which is kind of a similar characteristic of the agave family. And this stalk emerges, and out comes these beautiful blossoms, very supple, very gentle. At night they open, and they are shaped like a bell, like a six-pointed flower. When you make a flower essence water with them, they just blossom, they open. And you can see the 6 petals of the flower, and inside the flower is the pistil, which is like a crunchy vegetable. And before I did any research or knew really all the effects of the yucca, as with most of the plants that I've learned and studied and experienced, I experienced it for myself first. And I would eat the flowers, petals, and eat the inside of the vegetable part, the pistil, and feel this very soothing, cleansing effect inside. And I just love the way that this plant is so gentle and feminine, like the lily family. It's kind of like a bell-shaped lily that then opens to this 6-pointed star. And yet, it's also a very male-masculine plant by its appearance with the stalk. It has a protection in this basal rosette of leaves, but out comes this beautiful, gentle, succulent flower that gives you this cleansing effect that just makes you feel yummy inside, and yet you feel like it's like a spear of endurance in this in the desert landscape. It has such a sense of power and strength, but yet gentleness about it. And I love the quality, I love the balance of that. I love the balance between this male kind of energetic stalk with the balance of the feminine, nurturing, compassionate, yummy, succulent, creamy flowers that this plant gives you, and the cleansing that it gives you. If you open the plant, and I'm going to gently, this plant, by the way, called us here, and I love to pay attention to see who's noticing me, who's noticing us in this beautiful landscape, in these places that we journey. What plants are beckoning us to them rather than what we're calling to the plants? And this is the plant that showed us the way to come here. And I like that because I like the feeling of knowing that it's okay with this plant if I take one of its flowers. So with permission, and thank you for this yucca, I take a flower. And you can see just within the wind slightly, the flower is opened. You can see the 6 petals. Right there, 6 petals. Six stamens, a pistil inside, and when you take a bite of it, it feels very sweet and crunchy and gentle. Very easy to digest, very smooth, and just a lovely feeling it gives you. The flower essence water is very similar, very gentle and soothing, and it gives you a place of feeling compassion in your heart. Some of these flowers have like a little pink hue around them, and they close in the daytime as a way of protection, similar to the leaves being protective, and yet they open to this beautiful 6-pointed flower that lets you feel that you are guided by the light, letting wisdom come through, and knowing that you are finding and living your life's purpose in a gentle way, with ease and with grace. I call the yucca the spear of destiny, and as the plant shares with me, and I'd like to share with you, I have the strength, determination, wisdom, and clarity to shine forth on my life's path. I stand with great endurance as my roots burrow deep within the earth. From my petals, I offer you my shining light to encourage you to stay focused on your life's dreams and your life's purpose, helping you to gather the strength and endurance needed to move forward in your life. Thank you for joining me in these plant journeys. If you wish to know more about the healing properties of flowers and plants and how they can help you, please visit my website and look for my books.